Good day, class. Today we will continue discussing essential topics about media and information literacy, and we will have a good review and a long discussion of the learning activity sheet as provided by DepEd to the students in senior high school. So, let's get ready. Let's get it on.
Welcome everyone to my channel. My name is Mon. Sir Mon.
Okay, our previous competency is to present an issue in varied ways to disseminate information using the codes, convention, and language of media. And for this week, and probably next week as well, we will cite practical situation when to apply knowledge in intellectual property, copyright, and fair use guidelines. Take note, these are very important topics. Okay? Now let's move on. The internet has turned our existence upside down. Practically, it has revolutionized communications to the extent that it is now our preferred medium of everyday communication. Of course, you have all the facilities from laptops to tablets to smartphones, right? In almost everything we do, we use the internet. Ordering a pizza, buying a television, a refrigerator, sharing a moment with a friend, sending a picture over instant messaging. All of these things are done using the internet. Okay? Before the internet, let's take a look at that. What do we have? If you wanted to keep up with the news, you had to walk down to the newsstand when it opened in the morning and buy a local edition of a newspaper reporting what had happened the previous day. But today, a click or two is enough to read your local paper and any news source from anywhere in the world. Updated up to the minute. Updated even with the results of the 2020 US elections. Okay? Let's take a look at some important events in the past. Okay? The big changes in technology. 2006, MySpace and Internet Explorer were on top. At this time, most internet users access the web through Internet Explorer. Facebook extended beyond educational institutions, and Jack Dorsey sent his first tweet. MySpace was king of social media platforms with more than 75 million users. Take note. 2007, Apple releases the iPhone and the mobile-friendly seed is planted. In 2007, the idea that websites should become mobile-friendly came into play with the release of Apple's first generation iPhone. Okay? In 2008, mobile-friendly considerations continued. In fact, the web was available via Android smartphones and iPhones, and website owners began to realize the value of becoming mobile-friendly. Right. In 2009, the web turns to, quote-unquote, at-a-glance content. Weebly had a drastic website makeover in 2009. And I quote, a static site is no longer enough, and overwhelming people with information or visuals means they are leaving your site and fast, says Jenny Emick, head of brand design at Weebly. So that means if you don't have the visuals, well, bye-bye. Okay? According to him, we've worked to present a digital space that is inviting and engaging while still being simplistic and easy to navigate. 2010, photos start to make an entrance into the picture. Photo sharing social media is introduced at this time. Both Pinterest and Instagram launched, signaling the importance of photos online. Web users also became interested in apps, as 35% of adults had cell phones that featured apps in 2010. Okay, let's move on. 2011, LTE began to take hold, which allowed for faster internet speeds and gave designers the opportunity to add more details to websites. Wow, isn't that great? Also in 2011, Google Plus launched and LinkedIn hit 100 million users. Wow, that's a lot. And its stock is offered on the New York Stock Exchange. And in 2012, while Weebly's website shows little change between 2011 and 2012, this was the year of Facebook. Talagang boom siya. Facebook reached 1 billion users and brought Instagram again, showing that photos are, what did I say? Bought Instagram, right? Again, showing that photos are becoming important online. The social network also debuted on the Nasdaq. Okay? Okay, let's move on. 2013, photos officially take hold on the internet. In 2013, full bleed photos started to become popular. And according to the Next Web, to match this trend, Weebly's website changed drastically to include more visual elements and prominent photography. 2014, virtual reality comes to social media, having an immersive experience, one with transitions, graphics that tell a story and layers became commonplace. Also in 2014, mobile devices accounted for 25% of all web usage and tablets shipments increased by 53%. In 2015, scrolling and interactive sites take over, and websites began to abort the above the fold mentality, which means important content is all placed in the top sections of the page so you don't have to scroll down, and truly became very interactive. In 2016, explosion of workplace social networks like Slack was seen. With the explosion of workplace, like Slack, which recently saw more than 1 million users log in at the same time, and the imminent launch of Facebook at work, using social media in the office has gone from taboo to requirement. Even in teaching profession, social media is becoming the more popular solution to sending messages, lessons, teaching and learning materials to students, among teachers, and even between students. Well, it was also in 2016 during the presidential election, first in the Philippines, then in the US, and the Brexit referendum, where Cambridge Analytica became infamous for their use of or abuse of social media, specifically Facebook, to allegedly from the documentary farm information about to farm, allegedly to get information about voters' emotional learnings and leanings, and fear to align a particular candidate's campaign theme. Okay? In 2017, payment through face became popular. Okay? MIT Technology Review has released top 10 breakthrough technologies in 2017, and all these technologies have staying power that will affect various aspects of people's lives. Face detecting systems in China can authorize payments at that time, provide, even until now I suppose, and provide access to facilities and track down criminals. Well, that's no longer, new, because that happened in 2017, right? Will other countries follow, do you think? Of course, inexpensive cameras can make spherical images and are opening a new era in photography and changing the way people share stories. There is what you call now the 360-degree selfie. Okay? Scientists have solved fundamental problems that were holding back cures for rare hereditary disorders, the gene therapy. Okay? And next we'll see if the same approach can take on cancer, heart disease, and other common illnesses. I hope they do, right? Okay, let's take a look in 2018. We have 3D printing around for decades, but it has remained largely in the domain of hobbyists and designers producing one-off prototypes. During this period, however, it's becoming cheap and enough to be a potentially practical way of manufacturing parts. If widely adopted, it could change the way we or people could mass produce many products. Okay, artificial intelligence came in, although it has been thought of several years before that. But during this year, AI started to reshape the business strategies. And so far as Amazon dominates cloud AI with its AWS subsidiary, Google is challenging that with TensorFlow, an open source AI library that can be used to build other machine learning software. And recently, Google announced Cloud Auto ML, a suite of pre-trained systems that could make AI even simpler to use. We also had the in 2019, smart homes where ordinary TVs are replaced with smart TVs, houses equipped with full digital security systems that are viewed online. And what else do we have in 2019? Digital twins refers to digital cloning of plants and animals for producing perfectly viewed products or specimens. Of course, sadly though, the COVID-19 pandemic occurred in 2019 and it changed the digital world somehow. And the digital age enormously was affected. And looking at 2020, we ask ourselves, what is in store for us? Well, of course, for the meantime, we have to keep on going with our online classes with this kind of situation. Okay, obviously, technology and pandemic reshape education greatly that we are now studying from homes using home learning plans or online activities. Okay, now let's take a look at this picture. Okay, we see great developments in technology producing power in the hands of people. Okay, but with great power comes great responsibility. Okay, well, what do you think of that? Remember where this was taken? Spider-Man, do you think? Well, actually, Voltaire said it first according to Google. Voltaire was born Francois-Marie Arouet to a prosperous family on November 21, 1694 in Paris, France. Others prefer a more recent attribution citing Peter Parker's Uncle Ben in Spider-Man to this quotation. While Winston Churchill said, the price, and I quote, the price of greatness is responsibility, unquote. Now, looking at this image as given in your class, I would like to ask a few questions like, number one, which ones do you understand? And which are the ones that you do not know? Okay, we will discuss that. And for some guide questions, I would ask also, What possible dangers and issues of unguarded use of the internet are depicted in the picture? Okay, that's the second question. Okay, the third question would be, which of these issues have happened to you or to your friends, and why did they happen? Okay, so we will have an exchange of answers and opinions with our classmates, and after this discussion, we will have some terminologies that I have to explain regarding our topic for this week and for the next 2 weeks, I would say. Okay, for the meantime, let's have our discussion concerning this picture. Okay, thank you very much, and we will come back to you immediately after our discussion. Bye bye.